Once upon a time, a man named Joseph lived in Aran. In this place, tradition and spirituality intertwined with daily life, and the villagers believed in the ancient laws of karma, the idea that every action, good or bad, would eventually return to the doer. Joseph was a successful merchant known for his business shrewdness. He had accumulated great wealth through his trading ventures, yet his heart was not as prosperous as his coffers. Joseph was notorious for his ruthless business practices. He often underpaid his workers, cheated his customers, and used his influence to intimidate competitors. Despite his wealth, Joseph's greed knew no bounds, and he believed that his success justified his actions. One day, an old sage named David arrived in Aran. The villagers revered him for his wisdom and deep understanding of the universe's hidden laws. Joseph, however, dismissed the sage as a foolish old man who spoke of myths and fairy tales. Joseph would say there is no such thing as karma. Only the strong survive, and I am proof of that. David, ever patient and calm, smiled whenever he heard Joseph boast. "My son," he would say, "the web of karma is vast and intricate. What we send out into the world will always return to us in ways we may not expect." Joseph paid no heed to the sage's words. He continued to amass wealth and power, growing more arrogant each day. He was sure that his fortunes resulted from his cunning and that no cosmic law could touch him. As time passed, strange things began to happen in Joseph's life. His once thriving business started to falter. His best clients left him one by one, lured away by a new merchant who had arrived in Aran. No matter how hard Joseph tried to regain his former success, his efforts seemed cursed. His crops failed, his ships were lost at sea, and his wealth dwindled. Joseph's once loyal workers began to desert him, seeking employment with more honorable masters. The villagers, who had once feared and respected him, now spoke of him in hushed tones, pitying his fall from grace. Bewildered and desperate, Joseph could not understand how drastically his fortunes had reversed. One evening, David visited as Joseph sat alone in his grand but empty home. The sage's eyes were filled with compassion as he looked at the broken man before him. "Joseph," David said gently, "do you remember when I spoke to you of karma? You did not believe it then, but now you see its workings. The universe is not blind, and every deed, good or ill, sets into motion a chain of events that will return to the source." Joseph, his pride shattered, bowed his head in shame. "Sage," he whispered, "I see now that I have been a fool. I thought myself invincible, but I have reaped what I have sown. Can I reverse the damage I have done?" David placed a hand on Joseph's shoulder. "Karma is not a punishment, but a teacher. It guides us toward understanding and growth. If you genuinely wish to change your fate, you must first change yourself. Begin by making amends for the wrongs you have done. Act with kindness and integrity, and the balance will shift in time." Determined to restore the balance of his karma, Joseph set out to correct his past mistakes. He sought out those he had wronged, offering apologies and restitution. He paid fair wages to his workers, treated his customers with respect, and became a patron of the village's less fortunate. As Joseph's heart changed, so did his fortunes. His business slowly recovered, not to its former grandeur, but to a level that allowed him to live comfortably. More importantly, Joseph found peace within himself, a peace that wealth and power had never given him. Years later, as Joseph walked through the village, now filled with contentment rather than ambition, he came across David again. The sage sat beneath the banyan tree, surrounded by villagers eager to hear his wisdom. Joseph approached and bowed deeply before the sage. "Sage," David said, "I have learned the truth of your words. The laws of karma are real and have taught me more than I could have ever imagined." David smiled warmly. "Joseph, you have learned that true wealth is not measured by gold or silver, but by the goodness we sow in the world. Karma is a mirror that reflects our actions to us. When we act with love and integrity, the world responds in kind." From that day forward, Joseph lived by the principles of karma, understanding that every action, no matter how small, had the power to shape his destiny. He became a beacon of kindness and generosity in Aran, and the village prospered under his influence. So, the tale of Arjun spread throughout the land, a reminder that the universe is always watching and that the web of karma touches all, guiding us toward the lives we truly deserve. Karma is a Sanskrit word that means action. It is similar to Newton's law, stating that every action must react. When we think, speak, or act, we set into motion a force that will generate a corresponding reaction. This returning force can be altered, modified, or even suspended, but most people cannot eliminate it. According to this law, whatever thoughts or energy you put out, you will receive back, positive or negative. To attain your desires, you must embody and deserve those things. To experience happiness, peace, love, and friendship, one must embody happiness, peace, love, and true friendship. Whatever one emits into the universe will be returned to them. This concept reflects the principle that you reap what you sow. The law of creation emphasizes that life doesn't just happen to us. To make things happen, you must take action instead of waiting for something to come your way magically. People cannot avoid the consequences of their actions, but they will suffer only if they have made the conditions ripe for their suffering. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse, whether the laws are man-made or universal. Wherever you go, there you are. It is we who must change, and not the people, places, or things around us if we want to grow spiritually. All we are given is ourselves. That is the only thing we have control over. When we change who and what we are within our hearts, our lives follow suit and change too. Subscribe for more life-changing videos. Thank you.